Okay, so I'm not sure how long this is going to last here because there are loads of midges congregating. Um, yeah, yeah. I've just wafted them away, but they're sure to come back. Uh, so by the title, I think I'm going to call it Love and Investing, and you'll have to be aware of the comma because it's not love and investing; it's love and investing. Maybe there is some correlation between the two. Here the fuckers come. But I'm not here to discern a relationship between love and investing. Um, so yeah, the more interesting is probably love. No, investing, more practical. But love is a more, I don't know, esoteric shit. I don't know. Anyway, so I started reading this book called The Art of Loving by Erich Fromm, and it talks about separation and how we all deal with a degree of separation in life, and we do a lot of things to try to, I don't know, reconcile ourselves back into oneness, a feeling of like togetherness, that we're not separate from the world and everyone. Um, so he says like we used to do this back in the day through, well, basically it's anything orgiastic, and orgiastic means pertaining to an orgy, which has sexual connotations, but he means more like the orgiastic energy atmosphere. So how it induces, it's intoxicating basically. So we used to do this through rituals, uh, animal worship, worshipping the gods, and this sort of gives us a sense of oneness, unification, unification with, I guess, everything. Can you see them on this? I'm not sure if you can. I don't know where they are. They're still chilling over there. And so yeah, people do this through drink, drugs, partying, uh, sex, and he says that basically a lot of this is meaningless because it's only transitory, but it induces the greatest sense of unification, or it basically, no, sorry, it's negative in its effect. It's negative in that it helps reduce the feeling of separateness, of like loneliness, of feeling separate from everything, just feeling isolated. So it helps negate that temporarily. There are so many fucking midges in front of me. Maybe not as many as there were in Scotland, Elliot, but fuck me, there are tons just not around my head for some fortunate reason. Maybe they're just not attracted to gingers, which is I'm very hopeful for. And yeah, people do this also through their work. They get intoxicated by their work. So people obviously, a lot of the time, people see the Western idea of like the grind to be a very positive thing because it's very utilitarian. There's a lot of material revenue on being a workaholic, but a lot of the time, when it's to the extreme case, it's really at the sacrifice of the family if you have a wife and children. And if it's not that extreme, it's still at the expense of, I guess, your individuation, your, journey of becoming yourself, I guess. And that sounds cliche, but I think there is a point to it. And yeah, it just reminds me of when I watched this video, a very kind of an esoteric video. I talked to you, Elliot, about it. This guy called Actualize.org. I spoke about the channel briefly anyway. Very kind of esoteric channel. But yeah, I remember he was saying like the highest truth in the whole universe, and it's like a 2-hour video. And I watched this video when I had food poisoning right at the beginning of this year, and or end of last year. And anyway, I just felt terrible. It was after I'd been binging for a week or so on end, and I just felt like I felt a very great degree, a very great relative degree of just hopelessness. And I just lay in bed for like 2 hours straight listening to this video, and he was saying like the highest truth in the world is like self-love, and as a product of self-love, it's like loving everyone around you and loving the world, and unification, and how all dualism is a facade, generally, yeah, a facade, that's the right word. And yeah, I was like, yeah, great, but that doesn't really help me in this current situation. And it didn't help me emotionally in that current situation, but nevertheless I don't think that means it's wrong by any means. I don't know it's right. Maybe there's a small part of me inside all of us, that knows the truth about unification and oneness, but it's not something you go, oh yeah, oneness, sick mate, I've got a sick life now, hey, we're all one, yo, we're all one, all my life problems are resolved, woo. No, it's probably a lifelong journey of pain and growth and regression and more pain and more regression and whatever, but maybe that's the final realization. Or anyway, before I get too off topic, that's kind of on topic but on a tangent. So yeah, this guy's just talking about like love. I'm only like 20% through the book. It's only a short book as well, but nevertheless he's spoken so far about some pretty interesting points, but yeah, how democracy and what's the one, tyranny, or what if dictatorship. Dictatorship is like more severe and sadistic. Democracy is like propaganda. It's more very it subverts your independence, like through quiet, timid. Also, what clandestine means? No, not really. Like, covertly, like through propaganda and whatever, and it makes you believe that it makes you believe you're an individual, because like he uses an example of like having your initials embossed on your handbag, and by being able to follow different sports teams makes you feel like you're an individual, but it's just a very covert way of conforming you to this mass collective ideal that the government at the time, or the societal structure at the time, is propelling, is in favour of, and obviously dictatorship does it very much more overtly, a la fucking Hitler. Jesus, there are so many midgets, man. And then behind me, there are some. You can see them. Yeah, there you go. They're the boys. Some of them. Anyway, not many. I'm pretty lucky here. They're just waiting for me to get up and leave. They're like, oh, we'll let him bullshit. We'll let him talk some shit into the camera, and then we'll attack the bastard. Some. You see them? There you go. You can see loads of them up there. Also, up my nose a bit. There you go. Fucking midges. Can you see them? I don't fucking know. Anyway. Oh yeah, thanks for the compliment on my last video to my latest subscriber. Not my shaven face. It was just, I don't know, interesting to see that you watched that far into the future. I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, I don't know, maybe he feels, a random stranger on the internet feels some sort of connection, some relationship to me, because he can listen to what I say and relate to what I say, and that thus this is all kind of coming full circle, that thus you're watching me and relating perhaps to what I say, and because it's such a small audience, like 5 people a video or whatever, maybe it feels more intimate and feels like there's more of a connection, and thus you feel more unified, simply because you're having an interpersonal relationship, which is quite meaningful, especially because it's on a smaller scale and it thus feels more intimate. Anyway, yeah, and I think that's why we undervalue so many things, and why, I've talked about this before, like how in a massive city a lot of people are just automatons and they don't really realise it, and they can't really realise it because they're so caught up in working their 9 to 5, coming back, distracting themselves, relaxing, and whatever else. I think that's about it. I've talked about that for 9 minutes, which is impressive because it didn't feel that long at all. I'll just do a little brief interlude. Yeah, today I felt pretty shit. My hay fever today has been the worst it's been thus far, and I've been suffering with hay fever a bit this year, over the last, I don't know, month, maybe, yeah, about a month, a bit more than a month, and I've been criticised the way I say month, because I say month. So yeah, I got some hay fever tablets today. I didn't think I want to start using them tomorrow because I got them in the afternoon today. But I took one because my hay fever's just been a bitch today, and it's only been really easing off over the last 20 minutes. I was going to go home instead of come out here, and because I was already outside walking, but I was going to go home rather than come out to the lake because my hay fever was just being a real pest. Why else do I feel pretty shit? I don't know why else. Certain habits, masturbatory habits, which I don't know, I'm trying to be more okay with, because I know I'm not perfect and I'm not perfectly self-governed. And then I was thinking about how Nico, Jesus, is always like happy pretty much all the time, and when he's got low energy he's still pretty happy. And then I think like, oh well, he doesn't really go out and do exercise and stuff, but then perhaps doesn't go outside to exercise. Perhaps, you know, he's just more disposed to being able to be behind the computer all day and be happy. And then also he does talk to people. He's on like video chat or phone chat at least every other day pretty much, to different people, maintaining relationships, sometimes for an hour or so at a time, just talking and laughing sometimes and shit. Then he talks to his clients, which I know isn't much of a relationship. But yeah, I just kind of realised, like, yeah, he fucking hell, Jesus, look at these fuckers. Gee, fuck me. Motherfuckers. Oh man, I laugh, but that ain't going to be fun if that keeps happening. Yeah, I understand. Well, I don't understand fully, Elliot, but because obviously I haven't experienced to the extent that you experienced this bullshit. Anyway. Yeah, so it kind of reconciles me to being okay with my pain a bit more, because usually I'm just like, oh, you know, Nico sometimes like, oh, you need to just, I don't know, whatever, and I'm just like, yeah, I wish it was as simple as that. There are some fundamental things that I do believe need ticking before you can actually feel generally okay, especially if you're somebody who does, you know, think and try to pursue their own interests and whatever else I do. I don't know. Should I do another video on investing? I'll do another video on investing. I'll cut this video here and I'll talk about investment and my recent behaviours. Yeah.